You're listening to The Clevelander, where we're diving into all things innovation and transformation across the region. Each week, we'll take an in-depth look at the biggest business headlines in Greater Cleveland.
Today, we're looking at what's in store for 2025.
There's a lot to unpack, so let's get started. Happy New Year, everyone. 2025 already. Feels like just yesterday we were ringing in 2024. But here we are, and so much is happening right here in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know, from the new Sherwin-Williams HQ to the lakefront projects to even Superman filming right here in our backyard.
Yeah, Cleveland's definitely having a moment.
It really does feel like all eyes are on Cleveland. So much momentum and so much to look forward to in 2025. Let's start with the skyline because, I mean, you can't miss it.
Right.
That new Sherwin-Williams HQ is a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Employees are starting to move in this year, and I can only imagine what kind of ripple effect that's going to have on the city.
Well, it's huge. I mean, think about it. You have a Fortune 500 company like Sherwin-Williams planting its flag right here in downtown.
Yeah.
It's not just about the building itself, which is impressive. Don't get me wrong. It's a statement piece.
Oh, it is.
But it's the message it sends. It says Cleveland is a place where businesses can thrive, where innovation happens, and where the future is being built. And that's going to attract other companies, talent, investment, you name it. It's like this whole ecosystem starts to grow around it. You know, I've been reading about how they're really pushing sustainability in the building, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Geothermal heating and cooling, solar panels, rainwater, harvesting the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
So it's not just about being in Cleveland. It's about doing things the right way for the environment for the long term.
That's fantastic. Okay, so we've got the new HQ making a statement, but we've also got a major airport makeover in progress. $3 billion. I mean, that's not chump change.
No, it is not. And it's not just about slapping on a fresh coat of paint. This is a complete overhaul. Think about it. They're dealing with millions of passengers while all this construction is going on. I mean, that's a logistical feat in itself.
It's mind-blowing.
But when it's done, we're talking state-of-the-art everything. New concourses, better security, more efficient check-in, all designed to improve the passenger experience. And sustainability is a huge focus, too. They're aiming for LEED certification using recycled materials, incorporating solar power. They're really trying to make Hopkins a model for a modern, sustainable airport.
About time, right?
Exactly. And it shows that Cleveland is serious about investing in its future, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, first impressions matter.
Yeah.
So you come into this beautiful modern airport, and then you see all these revitalization efforts happening throughout the city. Progressive Field is getting a facelift. The waterfront is being transformed. Even the West Side Market is getting some much-needed TLC.
And that's such a great example of the balance Cleveland is trying to strike between preserving its history and embracing the future. I mean, the West Side Market is over 100 years old, right? It's this iconic landmark, but it needed some serious upgrades. So they're doing things like improving accessibility, updating the infrastructure, making it more energy efficient, but they're doing it in a way that respects the historic character of the building.
Right.
It's not about tearing it down and starting over. It's about finding ways to make it work for the 21st century. And I think that's a really smart approach.
Yeah, it's like honoring the past while building for the future. And speaking of the future, Cleveland's about to be on the big screen. Superman, premiering in July.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
I mean, come on, how cool is that?
It is. I mean, everyone loves a good superhero movie, but to have it filmed here in Cleveland is pretty special. And, you know, it has these ripple effects, too. It can boost tourism, create jobs in the local film industry.
Right.
And it kind of gives everyone this sense of pride, like, hey, Hollywood thinks we're cool enough to film a movie here.
Right.
So that's a pretty big win for Cleveland, I think.
For sure. And I think that energy is attracting people to actually live downtown. We've seen a real surge in the downtown population, which has to be adding to the vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. Having more people living downtown just creates this energy that feeds on itself.
Yeah.
You have more foot traffic, which supports local businesses, restaurants, shops, you know, all that. It makes the streets feel safer and more vibrant. And then that attracts even more people to want to live downtown. It's a virtuous cycle.
I love that. A virtuous cycle. And all those downtown residents, plus everyone else from across the region, are going to be pumped when March Madness comes to town.
Oh, man, March Madness at the Fieldhouse. First of all, basketball fans are going to be in heaven. It's like the ultimate sporting event. But it's also a huge economic boost for the city.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hotels, restaurants, bars, everybody's going to be busy. And it's just a fun time. It brings people together, creates this sense of excitement and community. And, it puts Cleveland on the national stage again, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, March Madness is always a win. So 2025 is shaping up to be a really exciting year for Cleveland. A new skyline, revitalized neighborhoods, Hollywood in our backyard, March Madness, I mean, what's not to love?
I know it's a lot to be excited about, and it's all happening at once. It's like this perfect storm of positive change, and it makes you wonder, what's next? What does this all mean for the future of Cleveland? What kind of city are we building, and what role will each of us play in shaping that future? I think that's the really exciting question.
It is. It's a great time to be in Cleveland, that's for sure.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, on that note, Happy New Year again to all our listeners, and here's to an amazing 2025 in Cleveland. We'll see you next time.
The Clevelander is an unscripted podcast brought to you by the Greater Cleveland Partnership and created using the latest in AI tools. To learn more, visit greatercle.com.